Welcome to another video, and as you can probably tell, today's video is going to be kind of another computery one. Today I'm going to talk about how to migrate a WordPress website from one server to another server while also changing the domain name that it's all set up for. The reason why I'm doing this is because, if you haven't heard already, YouTube Calgary is being renamed to Calgary Video Creators. So I'm the guy that does a lot of the website stuff. So I'm going to be migrating from youtubecalgary.ca over to calgaryvideocreators.ca, but I'm also going to be moving the whole WordPress. Like, I'm essentially doing a copy because I want this done correctly, and there are other ways that you can do it, but I find that the method that I'm going to do this migration is the best method that has always worked for me. So there are different ways to do it, but this is how I do it. Well, the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to copy the files that are currently on the current hosted website. So first thing I'm going to do is copy the files off of YouTube Calgary. So I put everything is put into this WP folder, because that's kind of how I organize things. Makes life easier, but I don't need to actually go into it. Let's just create a new folder. Just call it YYCTube. And the reason for the folder is because I'm going to just literally drag that folder out. So right now I'm just downloading all the WordPress files. That is essentially the web front end of the entire WordPress site. A WordPress site consists of two major components, an SQL database and a web interface. So I'm currently just downloading the web interface part. Now, yes, I could just post everything and everything would kind of work, but what I actually need to do is I need to download the SQL database, because I'm going to move SQL servers as well, because it just makes sense to do things that way. So in order to do that, I'm going to need to download the SQL database from the WordPress site. Currently, it is using MySQL. So this is the SQL database for the entire YouTube Calgary website. Some of this will be blurred out because security things, but if you want to see, for example, here is kind of what posts look like. This is the raw data that is what is a WordPress host, or a WordPress post. So, for example, this is a post about YYCTube Week 3 playlist. And literally, it's just a playlist link, and WordPress knows what to do with that and converts it into a clickable video. But it's that simple. So if you don't already know what the username and password is that WordPress is currently using to log into the SQL server, you can actually look at the wp-config file, .php. You edit that. So if you see right here where it says db user, that's going to be your SQL username. db password, that's going to be your SQL password. db host is the address of the SQL server. So that's essentially all the components it takes to connect to the SQL server in order to display the correct content. So we just need to know what the username and password is, because we need to download that information. I already know that, so we're going to do that. And now we're going to export the SQL database. Format, SQL. There we go. Show folder. And I'm going to put that right in here. Perfect. So now I've connected to the new WordPress site. This is going to be the new SQL server. I'm going to click on that, going to go to import, choose files. We're going to go desktop. There, import, and go. So now we are currently importing the SQL file we just exported, and it has been created. So normally you would change the WordPress site options before you would actually export the WordPress database, but because I'm keeping both websites active at the exact same time, I need to manually edit them, and you can just edit that by going into the WordPress options SQL table, and then I see what the site URL is, and I need to change that to be /WP, because for right now, I still want it so that it's in its own folder. So I'm going to fix that later. So I need to change that there. And I need to change that here. Go. So now we're just at the mercy of waiting for all these files to finish. So it's almost done downloading all the WordPress files to my computer, so then I get to upload them to the new server. 3, 2, 1, done! Look at that, it's done. Okay, now we're just going to... So now I've connected to CalgaryVideoCreators.ca web server, and I'm just going to drag the WP folder in. And now I get to play the waiting game again until it finishes copying, well, finishes uploading all the files that I just downloaded from the YouTube Calgary site. And I get to wait, and once that's done, then we get to make some more changes to make everything work. Alright, so all the files have finished copying, and now if we try to go to the YouTube Calgary website on the Calgary Creators domain, it kind of works, but as I said, things aren't set up correctly. Like right now, see, it's not set up right. So what I have to actually do now is I need to go into the WP folder, and then I need to go to WP config. Now you want to update what the database MySQL username and password is, so I've already done that, as well as the new SQL server. So I've saved that, I've uploaded that, and there we go. So right now, I have moved YouTube Calgary.ca. I have literally copied YouTube Calgary and made it CalgaryVideoCreators.ca. The reason for putting it in the /WP folder is right now, people can just go to CalgaryVideoCreators.ca and it's not displaying, because I still need to make some tweaks, because right now some of these links are, like the home link is going to the wrong spot, and the events is going to the wrong spot, join is going to the wrong spot. So I have to do some tweaks in order to get everything working. So yeah, you see, things aren't working properly because things are not fully set up. And that's why I haven't made it live yet, because I need to make those tweaks and then I'll make it live. And that is basically how easy it is to migrate a WordPress database and a WordPress website from one server to another, as well as how to change the domain name. And that is pretty much everything I wanted to say in this video. In the comments below, let me know, what did you think of this video? And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching. I will see you next week. Don't forget to have an epically awesome day. Bye!